Ladies and gentlemen, here I am with the arch nemesis, Brooke Volinovich.
Hello.
Pronounced correctly.
Pronounced correctly. Yes, nailed it. Did you see my post?
Which one?
The one where I spelled out how to pronounce my surname? No. Or not spelled it out, sounded it out.
I think you told me off last time, didn't you?
I spend a big chunk of my life correcting people on how to say my surname.
Drop your city in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube.
Everywhere.
Almost.
You will never escape us. Ever.
Almost. We've got some questions that have come in. So forgive me, I'm just going to be reading off the laptop here. How do I get more followers on Instagram? I guess it's a question for you, Brooke.
Yes, well, that is the $1 million question. So I want to cover how to get more followers on Instagram in a couple of different segments. So firstly, having a higher following does not equate to making sales. So that's the first thing I just want to tick off. There's this obsession with getting more followers and more followers and more followers. But people are forgetting what a follower represents. Right? A follower is a human being that could become a potential customer. So rather than I want more followers, I want more followers, I want more followers, what I want you to think about is connecting with quality people for your business within your target market that are your ideal customer. So the fastest way to get more followers is to follow people. But you got to follow the right people. So anyone from within your industry and any past, present, and potential customers of your brand.
So when you get more followers, does that increase the chances of somebody following you?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, it's about quality over quantity. You can have 10 sales coming in an hour and have 100 followers. I mean, you don't need followers on Instagram to be making sales in your business.
Yeah.
And that's where people get it wrong. They think if I get more followers, I'll get more sales. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you have to have a business model first before you start focusing on
that's right.
growing your followers. Yeah.
That's right. And people say to me, oh, well, you know, you've got a big following, so it's easy for you. But I started with 0 customers and I started with 0 followers. And then just over a year ago, I started another Instagram account from scratch with 0 followers and have grown that up as well. So it's not about what you've got. It's about what effort you're putting in day to day to nurture that online community and make sure you've got the right tribe behind your brand online.
Yeah. Got it.
Do you think that answered the question?
So what you're saying is quality over quantity.
Always.
And so like how can you, so the best way to get people that are targeted to follow you on Instagram is to follow them first, is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's a similar approach on LinkedIn because you can actually just send someone an invitation to connect, and if they accept, they're in your network. They have the potential to see your content.
But how would you recommend people start? Like, or do they search in the search bar for industry people? Yeah.
In the search bar, if you hit enter, you'll get these advanced search criteria. And so you can put in exactly what their title is, exactly what industry they're in. And then you can even isolate them by second degree connections, which means they know the same people you do. And then send them a customized connection request. Say, you know, have a look at their profile. Say, I noticed you're in this industry. I'd love to connect. That's pretty much it. And then once they connect, then they're part of your network. If they've given you implied consent that you can reach out to them. One of my clients said to me the other day, who's been working with us for 6 months, and he's grown from a few hundred followers to, connections to 2,500.
Sure.
And he goes, how many followers have you got, Nathaniel? And I said, I think it's about 34,000. And he goes, shit, well, how did you get so many? And I just said, well, I've just been doing exactly what you're doing a long time.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know, quite aggressively. But if you keep adding connections, the right connections, you will have a lot of people in your audience. Well, the mistake that most people make is when they go to add connections, they just go, oh, well, I'll just search the name Amy and go add, or they'll just accept. and they're not being targeted about it.
Yeah.
Which is it's a big mistake. Most of my connections are extremely targeted, and I am targeting different industries than I was when I started 8 years ago. But the intent was always to build relationships with the right people. And I one of the reasons we did the tour, well, one of the reasons I decided to do the LinkedIn versus Instagram tour is I was thinking to myself, I want to build better relationships with these people.
Yeah, offline
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to touch on something that you said about the fact that you've been doing this a long time, because that's the thing about social media. It's the effort that you put in every single day that culminates over months and then over years. And then the bigger you grow, the faster you grow.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
But you've got to put that consistent effort in. Like, how long have you been doing this? 8 years? I've been doing this 5 years, all day, every day for the last 5 years. And you're going to
every day,
every day forever for the last 5 years. But also, this is what I do, and this is what I'm passionate about, and this is what I love. So, you know, the results end up, you'll get results when you put in the effort over time and start to enjoy it.
We got some comments here.
I saw Marshall come up and I was like, Marshall. Oh, look, he just looked. Bless. So the puppy's name's Marshall as well, and he's here.
Yeah.
And when it said, hi, Marshall here, I was like, the dog is online.
All right, next question. Let's keep moving. A lot of people want to know about how to get more followers.
Yeah, it's the $1 million question.
Why aren't hashtags working on Instagram? Is that a thing?
Okay, so there's a couple of different reasons. Obviously, I would need to know a little bit more about the question, why aren't hashtags working? But there's a few things. So on Instagram, you're only allowed to have 30 hashtags per post. So if you put more than 30, in your caption and go to post it, the caption won't come up. So that's normally the reason why people have fudged something up there.
Okay.
Also, it's 30 overall. So you can't put 30 in your caption and then go and put 30 in the comments and then add another 30, because that's not going to work either.
It used to, didn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it didn't. Don't pretend you know my platform. You just stay on your side, buddy. No, it didn't used to. And then there are banned hashtags. So all your usual words like porn and all of that is banned.
Hang on a second. Back out.
So your usual words that you're using every day. No, the words you'd expect to be banned are banned.
Oh, I see.
But then there's also words like New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. They're both banned hashtags, because think about this. Can you imagine the amount of content that would come in over a 24-hour period with that hashtag? Well, I'm going to tell you it's a lot. So Instagram bans the hashtag so it doesn't, I suppose, mess up the back end of their servers because of the increase in content. So there's so many banned hashtags, I can't go through them all in. We could do an episode where I just read out all the banned hashtags. Google, what are the banned hashtags? And you can go through and have a look if any of your related hashtags to your business are banned.
Is COVID banned?
No, it's not. However, great question. COVID is not banned. However, Instagram is essentially patrolling what content is being produced and shared under the COVID hashtag and penalizing you if you use it to get more reach when the content has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, so I guess you want to know about LinkedIn hashtags.
Yes, tell us.
So LinkedIn is relatively immature to most of the other social platforms. We only started being able to post video on the platform, call it 2 years ago. And so it's relatively immature. So I like to use 3 hashtags, and I wouldn't go more than 5. I think 3 hashtags is a conservative number. You can go up to 5. And I would pick like 1 or 2 broad hashtags, like hashtag investor, hashtag marketing, hashtag real estate. And then I would go super micro as well. and do something like hashtag LinkedIn marketing or LinkedIn lead generation or something very specific about what the content might be about. And then you may also want to consider having a branded hashtag, because on Instagram, you go to somebody's profile, you see a library of content. On LinkedIn, you go to somebody's profile, you see their resume in most cases. So if you want to see a live,
I was gonna sneeze. Sorry.
I thought you were yawning.
No.
Not boring you.
No, it was like I've had a sneeze building for hours, but it's not come out yet.
Okay, moving on.
Oh, Liam Kelly has a question.
But I'll just hang on a second.
Oh, sorry. Got excited.
Branded content, right? So if you use a hashtag, like I've got hashtag Ask Nat, hashtag LinkedIn versus Instagram, you can find all of the posts, hopefully, that we've posted about that. So it's a good way for people to find libraries of content. And if they're, diving into your content, that's really useful. So consider creating a branded hashtag. If you've got a branded hashtag, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to follow it.
Yes. Okay, can I look at the question now?
Yeah, go for it.
My day job is corporate, so I use LinkedIn. My family's side hustle, which I plan on being our main hustle, yes. It seems weird for me to connect with other industry-specific connections, day job, corporate, family, side hustle, coffee bean supplier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not weird. Like, I get this question a lot. I know it's not exactly what they've asked, but if I've got two roles that are completely different, can I have them the same on one profile, or should I have two profiles? And I think you have who you are and everything you do on one profile. Generally, I've found that most of the time there's a connection between the side hustle and the day job. Why are you passionate about what you do? And there's no reason you can't have two target audiences be connecting with both. It may seem weird to you, but it may not necessarily seem weird to the person that's receiving the connection request. And if your plan is to make the family side hustle the main gig, then growing your connections in the audience that's going to be relevant to yes, just replied.
That.
Yeah, growing your audience is going to be relevant to the side hustle will make a world of difference. I could give you a bit of an example. So when I was working full time in my day job and I started thinking about setting up my own business, I was very specific about targeting with business partners that I thought could help me when I start my new business. So I was looking for business coaches, digital marketers, guys that could refer me clients, because I knew when I go on my own, I'm not going to have a big marketing budget. These guys are going to be really handy. So I'd actually go and meet with them, even though I had no business to do with them at the time, just to start the relationship.
That's smart.
Well, yeah, it's probably the reason that I didn't go out of business in the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because business is people and connections. And the more people you know, the more people you've got to tell about your business, really. Exactly,
yeah. And look, you're just starting a conversation on these social platforms. You don't have to go in and say, oh, I've got these coffee beans, we're going to do business. You don't have to do any of that. You can just literally say, look, I'm interested in what you're doing. Sounds really interesting. I hope to catch up at some point down the track. Start a relationship, start commenting on their stuff. And then when you do have a reason to reach out with them, they already know who you are and you've got a bit of rapport.
Yeah. See, on that question on Insta, I totally get what you're saying, and I think for LinkedIn, it absolutely works. But on Insta, my answer would be completely opposite.
Okay, elaborate.
In that if you've got a full-time gig that you're running an Insta for, and then you've got a side hustle, you've got to have two different accounts.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, understood. That makes sense. And it's not uncommon for people to have 2 or 3 accounts on Instagram that they're running.
Oh, I've got 4.
Have you?
Yeah, well, I've got Brooke Valinovich, my personal brand. Then I've got the Social Club Community. Then I've got Villa Management, only because when I rebranded, obviously there's going to be people that are like, huh, what? Where's Villa? Huh? What? So the Villa account literally says, we are now the Social Club Community, follow the Social Club Community.
Yeah.
And then I have a personal, private, secret account, which I do not accept follows on. So don't try and add me, anyone. But that's for me to follow all my personal interests that have nothing to do with my business, so the algorithm doesn't get all messed up.
I can't imagine how much of your content I'd be seeing if I followed all 4.
It'd be a good time. Oh, well, no, because the Villa account we don't post on, never have. And the my personal account I also don't post on.
Yep.
You know?
I know. I've got two accounts.
Yes. The puppy one.
Follow Marshall the King Charles Cab if you haven't already.
Marshall!
He's going to be a superstar.
He's asleep. He's like, this is boring. Marshall! Nah, he's out.
I'm just looking at some of the comments. You guys have
fireside chat. What's a fireside chat? We don't even have a fire.
Oh, it's like when there's multiple people and you're just having a chat. Thank you, Marshall. Very nice.
Doesn't even make sense.
I'm checking out Brooke and Amex, I think, next week.
Yes!
Is that a name? I thought it was a credit card.
Yes. Okay. So this is the thing. I'm working with Amex and American Express, but under my contract, I wasn't allowed to talk about it. And then I got tagged in something this morning that said they've officially put it on their website. So I'm like, I guess I can talk about it now.
What?
I know. Did I tell you that?
No.
I wasn't allowed. So I'm going to be teaching Instagram for American Express.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you've got an American Express, you can actually access the training.
Cool. Guys, that wraps up another episode of the best, greatest podcast in the history of the universe.
Ever.
You guys got to see live behind the scenes video stuff, but this will be on Spotify, iTunes, all of the audio networks, so you can listen to it while you're
please like and subscribe and tell all your friends how great it is.
All right. Let us know what you think in the comments, guys. Until next time, catch you later.
Ciao.
That was good.
Yeah, sick.
It's probably
good question.
Broadcast.